Hello traders, welcome back to another video, and then in today's video we're looking at GFT, of which it's the current Propfirm that I am using. And then I took a two-step 50k account just because they have the instant funding, they have a Goat two-step funding. And then what I like about this Propfirm is that they have platform 5, of which most of us traders like to use platform 5, and then they have 8.2 million in payouts, guys. And then they also have that reward system just because you get rewarded whenever you are an active trader with them. And then whenever you make a payout, you just have to wait for 48 hours, of which it's 2 days. And then if you don't get your payout in that 48 hours, you get 500 bucks extra on your payout, guys. So we took that 50k, and then recently we took a trade on EURGBP, of which it landed us with around 4%. So I'm just going to show you the matrix on my dashboard and then show you the layout on GFT. Then after that, we're just going to look at that EURGBP setup so that you can get to understand each and everything that I did to take that trade, guys. So let's get into the video. So guys, firstly, this is the dashboard here. This is not the dashboard, but like this is the layout whenever you start off searching or using the link in the description below. So as you can see here, this is the home button, the payouts, the affiliates, the about, the FAQ, frequently asked questions, the blog, and then the contact. So they have like the 32.5 off plus 100% refund, limited time, using the code side wide guys. So you can just use that coupon code right there, and then this is how it looks. And then it looks very nice, very simple and straightforward, guys, just because as traders we just need simple things that are not complicated. So they have the one step, they have the two step, they have the three step, and then they have the instant, guys. So the most popular is the Goat, and then the new is the Pro, guys. Most popular account is the 100k, but like in this case I just have a 50k account, guys. So if you can just click over to the 50k account, what you can clearly notice is that it's 160 bucks for you to get this account. And then the first target is 8%, obviously, and we already reached what? We already reached 4%, so it's half of the required amount. And then the second step is reaching 6%, guys. And then the daily drawdown is 4% on your phase 1, and then the daily drawdown on the phase 2 is 4%, and then the Goat account, of which it's when you are funded, it's 4% also. And then the maximum drawdown is 10% on all of the accounts that will be given to you. And then the trading period is, there is no trading period, guys. You can just trade up until you are good. So make sure that you trade properly whenever you purchase an account, guys. And then the reward schedule, first reward on demand on, or rewards every 30 days, guys. Like I said, you get rewards whenever you are with this nice Propfirm here. And then the leverage, it's 1:100. And then the profit split, obviously we need to see the profit split is 80%, add-on is 100%, new trading is allowed, and then weekend holding is also allowed for those who are swing traders. And yeah, guys, I think I've explained each and everything. And then the last account that they have is 150, but like we're just going to look at the instant, just because I forgot that I like this Propfirm just because of that instant account, guys. So the 150 is the same thing, as you can see, 8%, 6%. Daily drawdown is 4% on all the accounts that will be given. Maximum drawdown is 10%. No time limit, and then it's 80 to 100% add on, guys. Going to the instant, it's just an instant account. There is no target, no minimum target, just because you instantly get funded. But like the daily drawdown on this one is 3%, and then the maximum drawdown is 6%, of which it's a bit nice. It's a bit nice, to be honest, just because you're instantly funded. There's no need for you to risk like 5% in a day, 2% in a day. You just need 0.5 or 1%, then make something out of the markets and then just call it quits, guys. And then trading period is unlimited, and then reward schedule is bi-weekly, guys. So that is when you get your payout. You get payouts bi-weekly, and then the profit split is 80 to 100%, guys. And then news trading is allowed on it. Weekend holding is also allowed on it. So the 100k is 517. So if you start a challenge with the 100k, you instantly get funded, and then you start making that money, and then you get paid bi-weekly, guys. So let's get into my matrix, and then thereafter we can get into that EURGBP setup that we talked about. Okay guys, we are on my account matrix, and then as you can see here, this is an active account. Then we have the starting balance at $50,000, and then the current equity is 1,009 it's 51,943 and 88 cents guys. And then we are on phase one, and then as you can see here, we can just view the dashboard. Then as you can see, the daily the level, it's still okay, and then this is the profit that we need to make for us to get funded guys. Just because we need to make 50, we need to make this account to reach like 54,000, of which is extra 4,000. That is the 8% that we talked about. Then the starting date was on the 13th, as you can see, 2025 right there. Then I took one trade, but like it seems like I took like 3 trades. The other one was break even. The other one, I took an NZD USD trade, and then I took a EURGBP trade guys, which I closed that one at like break even. And then the trading overview, as you can see right here, you can see we only have that Euro NZD USD guys. So let me just check if that EURGBP is visible or not, just because that is the one that I took on this account here. So let's check. It's not that visible. Okay, so they still need to refresh some stuff here. Let me just check. Yeah, it's only that setup. It's only that setup, as you can see right here. Nothing much on here. And then if you go back to the home, you can see the number of accounts. I only have one. The withdrawal is still locked. And then for my offers, as you can see here, they have a buy one get one free, but like that is like each and everything that you need to understand guys. So around here, as you can see, this is the overall PNL and the trade performance and all those things around here. Then this is the trade certificate. There's no certificate. And then they also have like competitions if you want to get into a competition guys. Now as you can see here, they have a free entry organizer GFT, and then they have like 2,488 participants so far. And they have the university whereby each and everything is explained to you. That is if you want to learn how to trade, and that is where you need to go to. And then the affiliates, they have the rules and FAQ. And then if you like don't understand the rules, you can just get into the FAQ, and then the lot size, and then the economic calendar, the forex hot map. And yeah guys, I think I've explained each and everything on your Goat account here. Just because this account here is gonna be a banger guys. I'm just doing things very slow this time. Just want to do everything very nicely on this account here, just because I want to make something out of this account. I don't want to lie, I want to make something, and I want to pass this account so that I can make giveaways on this channel here. So already we are at like this amount of profits, 1,943 and 83 cents guys, and 88 cents. So I'm just gonna go over to the EURGBP trade so that you can get to understand why I took that trade. But like it's gonna be updated on my dashboard. I would like to show you on the dashboard, but like I'm just gonna keep you posted each and every time I take a trade on this Goat Funded Trader Challenge guys. So let's get into the EURGBP trade. Thank you for reaching this far in the video guys. So we are doing that trade recap or trade analysis on that EURGBP trade that we took. So I'm just going to show you a screenshot so that you can see it. And then on the 4-hour time frame, this is basically where we took the trade, or the trade idea came from the 4-hour, just because you need the higher time frame narrative before you can take the entry guys. So the market pushes up in this type of fashion, whereby we break structures to the upside. Then we know that the market has to pull back into areas of interest just like this before you can start looking for buying opportunities just like that guys. So what happened is that we broke structures just like this, whereby we had this overall movement. So we broke this low, sweep of liquidity, then we had a break of structure. So let me just put it in the middle of the chart just like that. So break of structure just like that, and then we had the sweep of liquidity around this point, Then we had another break of structure here, which confirms a lot of things. So we already know that this low is protected and this high here has to be taken out. So whenever you have this type of analysis, we already know that there is a pullback that has to come up into the markets, tap into areas of interest before we can start shooting up, guys. So what had happened is that we waited for a confirmation at the top of the structure here, and then also using what our Fibonacci tool from the low to the high, we know that whenever the market is still within this point here, we still have an opportunity to take some selling opportunities into areas of interest. Up until we tap into the 0.5 or below the 0.5, we are no longer gonna look for some selling opportunities, just because that trade idea is over. Now we are in areas whereby the market can just push to the upside without even giving you a heads up, guys. So what had happened is that at the top of the structure, I'm just going to remove this ray line here, this Fibonacci tool here. We had this type of structure going on, so let me just remove that. So the market did this type of pattern whereby we push up, break structures, of which this break of structure here is just a confirmation for a reversal. So this is a sweep of liquidity here. Then we had a first break of structure, of which it's this one here. Then after even the first break of structure, what I'd like to see is a second break of structure coming up. Then that is when I'll be looking for selling opportunities. So let's say maybe, for example, we push back into areas of interest. So let me just check here. So let's say maybe we pull back into areas of interest just like that. Let me just use this here. So we pull back into areas of interest just like this. Then after pulling back into areas of interest, we pull to the downside, get that second break of structure just like that. And then what the market will do obviously is give you an inducement whereby we push up, failing to reach areas of interest, and then pull down. Then after pulling down, that is when we got that confirmation. Then we expect the market to do what? Tap into this area here, just because that is your inducement. So this high here is still an area of interest. So we just wait for the market to do what? Pull back just like that, tap into it. Then that is when we get that nice sell into an area of interest just like this. Then that is when we can start anticipating some buying opportunities. So this can be a bit complicated whenever you don't know what you're doing, but like you just have to keep learning, guys. Just have to keep learning. So as you can see from this point here, we had the first break of structure, second break of structure, sweep of liquidity around here. Then we know that this is our lowest point, then this is our highest point, just like that. Then what we need to do is use our Fibonacci tool from the low to the high. Then you can clearly notice that that formation happened around this area here. Then that is when we had that nice pull to the downside. So the 15-minute time frame was our areas of interest, where the areas of interest were at the 15-minute. So I'm just gonna remove that. So as you can clearly see, we had that sweep of liquidity right there, first break of structure, tapping into areas of interest around here, this fair value gap maybe. Then we had a second break of structure, then the market pulled down, pulled back. Then we had the third break of structure. So as you can clearly notice, this is your inducement around here. You'll be induced into selling early around this point. Then the market will tap into this area here, just like that. Then you can just refine this on the 5-minute time frame. That is if you need some refinements so that you can get that sniper entry, guys. So as you can see from this point, this is our area of interest, just like that, sweeping this area here, of which that is our inducement, of which it's in line with the fair value gap, of which it's this one here. So around there, that is where you take your sell. Stops can be just above for around maybe a 10 pip stop, and then the target was used as our overall entry for the buys, guys. So if you move over to the 15-minute, that is where you'll get to understand that this is our area of entries. So the buys can come up around this point here. Reason being, it's very simple. We have a fair value gap around that point, so we can just wait for the market to pull down into that area. Then that is when we can get to buy, guys. So around this point, what I did is that I used the whole candle, of which it's this one here, and the trade parameters are not the same as the ones that I used on my trade idea, but like I'm just giving you an overall example as to why I took that EURGBP sell, guys. So this was the overall trade idea here. So I think that is it for today's video, and I'll see you on another one. Peace and love, guys.